Good morning, boys and girls. This is James with the C word. Um, it's been a little over a year, maybe a little less than a year. I think it's been a little over a year since I made a video, and my God, how much has changed. I guess everybody knows that the vid is done. The president-elect, unanimous president-elect, has cured it, right? Or maybe not. Oh yeah, that's right. But the CDC said you don't need a mask anymore, and then our great government and the administration said, keep wearing the mask. I follow a lot of different channels. I listen to Kyle over at Survival Prepping. I listen to Terrell at the Black Star Report. I follow Suspicious Observers, Douglas Vogue. I try to keep up on the most current scientific information, theories, conjecture, what have you, and make the best, I guess, decision in my head. If I was the eternal optimist, and I guess for most of my life I was the eternal optimist, I might still be at some point, but I think that's part of the programming that was done over the course of my life, over the course of everyone's life, whether you want to admit it or not. You've been programmed to think a certain way, you've been programmed to react in a certain way, and you've been programmed to play your role in a certain way. But with that said, the eternal optimist would say, given observation, given research, and given a propensity to understand the nature of things and the condition of things around you, you would say, yes, there is something amiss. There is something potentially life-changing, literally, for the status of life on the planet, life-changing in the works, whether that's political, social, or environmental, or astrological. It just depends on how much research you want to do and how much correlation you think you're capable of making, to come up with a sound, reasonable theory and a course of action based on that theory that you would like to pursue. That is what I've done. Back to the eternal optimist one more time. With all that said, the eternal optimist would say, yes, we're in a downward spiral. But our government, with great reverence and respect for the citizens of the United States, through their infinite wisdom and knowing that announcing said calamity or said systemic failure of our planet or our society would cause untold death and loss, are conditioning us to the new normal, right? The new normal. Masks, for whatever reason, just to have them, and limiting exposure to other people, becoming isolated, self-sufficient in that isolation, both socially and economically. But the logical part of me says that what they do is for their own benefit and their own preservation. not for the preservation of the average person, but you and me. The workers, the ones that actually put bread on the table by the fruits of their own labor. These people at the top don't do that. I venture to say that the only labor that they ever did was to go to college, and a college that was, of course, very receptive of their application because of their heritage, their lineage, their association to those people that that are accepted by the system and therefore necessary for the system to survive. Wow, that's a lot, but it is what it is. Of course, I did have the vid back September of last year in South Dakota, of all places. Pretty damn interesting, the least amount of cases, and that's where I get it. Of course, right 2 weeks before I got it, I actually took the only flight I have ever been on, which was 4 flights from South Carolina to Watertown, South Dakota. And then 2 weeks almost to the day, I end up with COVID. Maybe planes are safe. Maybe they're not, but I'm not getting on one again. And I'm in Maine now. So I live in South Carolina. It's a hell of a drive. Try it sometime. It's actually beautiful. So anyway, back to the subject, back to the point of the video, the eternal optimist. The programming that has been done over these years to all of us, and I don't give a damn who you are, it's happened to all of us, has made us complacent with the actions of the government and given us the understanding that all of those actions are for the betterment of humankind. You know that's true. You could see it in the reactions of people around you in society. This is the way we perceive life now. This is to the detriment of humanity. This is to the detriment of a republic. This is to the detriment of freedom. The government cannot supply free money to everyone to be artists and lovers and composers. That can't happen. There has to be somebody working. There was always somebody working from the beginning to support those in government. The eternal optimist will take the check, will take the money, and believe that the next check will be bigger and better. And the next need will be fulfilled by said government. Like I said, I used to be. I'm not anymore. I try to help my family and friends see the need for preparation, for provision, acquisition, and storage for the long term. I don't know that anybody really sees that. I don't know that anybody really cares to see it. I guess as you become more enlightened to the situations around you and the situation of this country, some would get more afraid than they would emboldened to take action, and more complacent with the checks from the government and the support that the government would give you. I'm no longer that guy. I haven't been that guy for several years. And if this does go down, in a societal breakdown, I'm not in the best position, but I'm in a good position. I urge you to make provisions, take steps, become the person that you feel is self-sufficient. Read a book, put that shit to practice. You start a fire on your own, hell, there's going to be a million Bic lighters out there. Learn to start a fire, sure. Learn where to look for Bic lighters, probably a hell of a lot easier. Probably more sensible. And focus your time on food. Preparation and storage. Pretty easy. 6 months worth, probably a damn good idea. I mean, to start with. A year's worth, probably a hell of a lot better idea. I'm pushing just over a year. And I don't think it's good enough. I'll start making some more videos, putting them out there, just to see how people react. And really, this started during the COVID lockdowns, right on my birthday last year. Kind of overwhelming at that point. But it was, I guess, my nature to be prepared that set me up for a little better situation, even though I did get COVID. Set me up for a little better situation for my family and my friends. I had masks. I had gallons of hand sanitizer. They did catch me a little off guard with the toilet paper. I probably only had a month's worth of toilet paper. Thanks to my wife. She has this thing about toilet paper. It's kind of weird, but anyway. Start learning things, simple things. Like I said, read a book. Survival books are great. Be selective. If you don't plan on leaving the area you're in, if you're in a city, I would advise against that. Even if you're in a small metropolitan area, 50,000 people or more, I would advise against that. The Walking Dead, I think, was analogous. Maybe. It was an analogy for the hordes of starving people. Yeah. They're not out to eat your brains. They're not out to eat you. Oh, wait a minute. If they're starving, they are out to eat you. Every damn piece of you. And willing to do anything to do it. Sort of like the zombies in The Walking Dead. Back to that predictive programming video. If you don't see things the way I see it, you shouldn't watch my videos. Shouldn't watch any of them. If you're offended by anything I say in my videos, you probably shouldn't watch my videos. You probably should pick someone else to watch. And if you have to complain about it, complain about it. I don't see anything bad, offensive, rude. Some things are obnoxious, some things are repetitive. But there is some points to be made. And whether I reach anybody or not now is beside the point. These were started for my own sanity, for a reference where I could look back and see where I've been, what I've been through, what my family's been through, what this country's been through, and sort of document what's happening around me. I have not stopped working except for the 2 weeks that I was off with COVID. Just an update on that. I ran a temperature 99.1. I thought I had a sinus infection. The doctor gave me antibiotic for the sinus infection. It was a doxy, right? Listen, doxy. Hydroxycycline, any of the doxy antibiotics, if you do the research, you'll see, are proven to reduce the effects of a COVID virus, a coronavirus. Kind of odd. They knew that back in the 80s, and They forgot about it now. That's what they gave me. I took 10 days worth. Amazingly, 10 days is that what gestation period, or the infectious portion of the COVID show. And then I played cornhole for 10 days with my wife out in the front yard trying to sweat everything out. And now I do a regiment of colloidal silver, and I actually purchased C60. A little bit of research again. You can see some of the benefits of both of those. Not that it's a religious every day or multiple times a day, like some people suggest. Reading the benefits of it, again, knowledge. It takes a little bit of research. You can learn a little bit about it, and if you think it benefits you, do it. And if you don't think it benefits you, hell, don't do it. Zinc, vitamin D, D3. There's 1,000 things out there you can be told are good for you. Do some damn research. Read a book. I'll be back. I'm going to get on some subjects coming up that might offend people. There again, if you get offended, change the damn channel. This is James. I'm on the other side of COVID. We're still not done with it. But other things are happening. And this thing will be over with before you know it. Maybe the whole thing will be over with before you know it. Well, good luck.